You are the kind of person who reads the manual before using that new piece of technology. You are the kind of person who looks at the instructions for that IKEA bookshelf and then uses the information to do it your way, which is of course better than their way. You are also interested in starting World of Warships or have just started to play, but want to know what everything means before you get there so you can be a better player, just like me. Terms and conditions apply. Player may not be as good as implied. This is natural product and variations to be expected. Your statutory rights are not affected. Seriously though, this series is for complete beginners. If you already have account level 15, you have 10,000 battles and you can get a Kraken going backwards down the middle of two brothers using your feet as hands, this series is not for you. You will be bored. If, however, you haven't started yet, or you only have a handful of battles, say up to 500, this series is for you. I'm going to go through everything I think that you need to know to get started playing the game. This game is fantastic, but to be frank, the information in the interface can leave players a little confused. I recently started playing World of War Planes, and after a few hundred flights, I still don't know what half the stuff in the port means, and this series is intended to prevent that feeling for you. I'm going to go through every one of the 15 account levels in order and explain the new features and that they unlock as I go. I'll also give you the basics of gameplay to help you get into the right habits and the right mindset at the start of the game. Before you start though, there's something important that you should do. You should go and get a referral link. With a referral link from an existing player in your region, you can get some great free stuff after you've played for a little while. Getting a referral link is easy. Just go wherever World of Warships players hang out and ask for a referral link for North America, Europe, CIS, which is Russia, or Asia, whichever is best for you, and some kind person will send you one. Places you could try are the live Twitch streams of players like Flambas, Flamu, Notza, Isolate, Runner357 or Strangers123. You could also join the StatsFolk Discord server, link is in the description, and ask the community there. The World of Warships community is generally friendlier than other games, so you won't have any trouble getting a link. If you've already signed up for an account, I'm afraid it's too late for that offer, but you could always start another account if you haven't got very far. The free ships are potentially worth it. So once you get your referral link, you're going to want to have a read of this page. It will tell you what you're going to get. You'll get 2 free ships eventually after you've played some battles. You'll get some credits and some stuff that won't mean anything to you at the moment, but just trust me that it's better than starting a new account without doing this. You're going to click Create New Account to accept this invite. Then you're just going to enter an email address, choose an in-game name. It will tell you if the in-game name you've chosen is already taken. Then you're going to choose a password, and then you can ignore that link at the bottom that says about the invite code if you're following a referral link, because that just happens automatically in the background. And then we have to activate the account, so I'll just go and do that off screen. Okay, so I've click the activation link in the email that I was sent, and then you can see that my new account has been created. It tells me again who the person who invited me was, so I know that the link has worked. And then you can click on here and this will download the game. Now I don't need to do this because I already have the Game Center installed. So this is the Wargaming Game Center, and this allows you to access all of the games. So if you install the game from the Wargaming or the World of Warships homepage, you'll get Game Center, which allows you to also install World of Tanks, World of Warships, World of Warplanes, Total War Arena. So we're interested in World of Warships here, obviously, so you're going to install World of Warships in Game Center by following the download link on the homepage. You'll end up with Game Center, and then when it's finished installing, you'll end up with Play here. Now I've done a separate video which I'll link to in the description about Game Center and all the features in here, so go and watch that if you're interested in finding out how this works. In here, a couple of things you need to be aware of. You can have multiple instances of World of Warships installed. The other thing to be aware of is this option. So whether you install the high client type or the ultra client type. If you install ultra, it installs some extra content, particularly in the sound area, which will just give you a richer experience. Once you're ready in here and play has come up, you can click play and it will launch the game. As the screen says, welcome to World of Warships. You'll have just seen that We are now level 1. There are 15 levels. Those levels are designed to help beginner players to get up to speed with how the game works and introduce features gradually. And new features in the game are introduced at each of those levels. And at level number 1, you have access to co-op battles. So let's go into the port. I'm going to have to change the resolution settings here a little bit, so just bear with me for a second. So here we are. This is the first login. This is the port. Let me just show you around the interface really quickly. So starting in the top left, this opens the menu, which you can also get to by pressing escape. That brings up the escape key. Escape generally is used to exit the various menus and screens, but not always, so just watch out. Underneath that, you can change this port environment here, so I can look around and I can zoom in and out a little bit. If you want to change the background, so this is currently London because there's a British event going on. So I can select port, and I've got a few different ones I can choose from. So let's say I want to go to New York, and that will load the New York port. So there's a few different ones, and new ones get introduced, and you get special ones for events and things like that. It makes absolutely no difference to the game. It's purely cosmetic, and it's just nice to have a change every now and again. There's also here a list of video tutorials, which simply opens the website. And these are all tutorial videos. I highly recommend that you log in and look at those tutorial videos because they will help you understand how the game works. Your service record here is more sections will be added to this as you go along, but for now it's simply going to show you what your account level is. Now, account levels is not something that experienced players think about because you very quickly get to level 15 over on the right hand side here. You very quickly get to level 15 and all the features have been introduced, but you get there very quickly and then you just don't think about it anymore. It's just not relevant to a long-standing player. So this is just something for beginners to get used to the game. So this series of videos is going to work through all 15 levels, introducing all the features in each level. So you can see here in level 1, you get access to co-op battles. When you get to level 2, you get tech trees, which is where all the ships are described and displayed. Level 3 lets you get to random battles, which is where you can fight against other players, and so on and so forth. So we'll be going through all these levels. I'll explain what all these things are as we're introduced, and we'll climb up through these levels. Also here is your achievements. So when you do certain things in the game, like a lot of games, there are achievements which you can earn for doing various things and performing well. Some of them are one-offs that you collect just once during your career, and others are ones which you can get every battle. So, for example, Dreadnought is one where you receive a lot of damage, and through healing you can actually receive more damage than your ship's hit points, and then you can earn a Dreadnought badge, which, if you're in a battleship, for example, shows that you're doing your job well. Also here there are some statistics. So this will display your statistics for different game modes. At the moment we can only see co-op battles because that's all we have access to. And as I said, more sections will be added to this as time goes on and we increase our account level. In the bottom here is the selection of the ships. So we currently have 7 ships to choose from. They're all tier 1, so there are 10 tiers in the game. And the ships become more capable. They have more abilities, their hit points go up. But you'll be fighting, as you go up through the levels, you'll be fighting against ships of roughly the same tier, within a 2 or 3 tier bracket. And so although your ship becomes more powerful, also of course all the other ships become more powerful. So you're never really getting an advantage in that sense, but the ships do become more interesting to play and you feel like you're driving a more powerful ship because you are. So there are different nations in the game, so you start off with one ship for each of the main nations in the game, so Japanese, American, Russian, German, British, French, and it's not really a nation, but there's a line called Pan-Asian. There's a few of those where they've lumped a few countries together into one, and they may well split those out later on, but at the moment there's a Pan-Asian line which covers China and Taiwan and so on. Okay, so this is chat. you're not going to be using this immediately unless you already have friends who play the game. The in-game chat is pretty simple, really. Any contacts that you meet, any people that you can meet, you can add as contacts in here so you can talk to them. And then also there are some official channels. I don't think these get used very much, to be honest. I've never used any of these group chats, but feel free to explore those if you want to. And then if you eventually join a clan, then obviously you'll have access to clan chat as well, so you can talk to your clan friends. Carrying on around, in the bottom can corner here, there's an eye. This just shows notifications from battles that you've played, whether you won or lost. There'll be a list of losses and wins in here, which you can click on to see the results from that session. When you log off, that gets cleared off, so it's just for this session. And then notifications is things like you've won something, you've been given something, you've been complimented, things like that. It's just like a log of what's gone on. Following around, these are the capabilities of the current ship. So you can expand these and you can see the various traits of the ship, and if I change ships, those stats will change to match the ship that's currently being displayed. And then you can mouse over these to get more detail. Don't worry too much about what this stuff means at the moment, just know that there is extra information there that you can get to. And then also where there are these camera icons, you can click on it and it will take you to that part of the ship. And if I click again, it will take me to the next main battery gun and the next main battery gun. And the models in World of Warships, Wargaming actually employ naval historians to research the ships, and so these ships' models are generally extremely historically accurate and are very detailed in some cases. The lower tier ships, in my experience, they're not quite as well drawn, but some of the higher tier ships, and certainly some of the more recent ships, the models are extremely detailed, to the extent that there are control panels inside the bridge and you can look in through the windows. They're very interesting to look at. I particularly like the French ships because they tend to have, I don't think the Bougainville has it, but the French ships tend to have like bicycles on the deck and benches and things like that. I don't think this has it. No. But look out for those little Easter eggs. They're quite nice. Up here is your currency. So there are several currencies in the game. I won't bore you with what they are because you don't need to know at the moment. But basically, credits is the in-game currency that you earn in the game and you use to buy in-game assets like ships and ship upgrades. Doubloons is the premium currency, which is what you buy with real-world money. You can win them as well through missions and crates and things like that. And you can use this to accelerate your progress through the game. This is a free-to-play game. You do not need to put any money into it if you don't want to. But if you do decide to do that, and you do decide to go down that path, doubloons is one of the things that you can purchase to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit quicker. It's not pay to win, it's pay to progress, I would say. Then coming across to this area here, be careful not to press that button when you don't mean to, because all sorts of things happen when you press that button. Here you can change the game type. At the moment we only have access to the Introductory Mission and co-op battles, but later on this will have several different battle types that you can choose from. Then also on this side you can create a division with other players once you get some contacts, and also you can say I'm looking for a division and your name will appear here, and then other people can mouse over and see what kind of partner they're looking for in a game mate, and then you can partner up with them and play some games together. And then finally, when you're ready to go to battle, then you just press the big red battle button. So you don't have to worry about the ships when you first start out. All we're going to do is we're going to go up here to where it says co-op battle. We're going to swap over to Introductory Mission. So it says Introductory Mission there. You can see there it says Master the basics of ship control and weapons. Can be completed again before your battle count exceeds 10. In the next video, I'll show you how to complete the training mission, and I'll go through some important settings changes you'll want to make your experience even better. Please do like and subscribe for more, and join the StatsFolk Discord, link in the description. Take care of each other, and I'll speak to you soon.